What's up, America? Carter here from Forged4x4. Behind me is ARTEMIS, our one-of-a-kind van build conversion that's gonna take you to some awesome places. We've spent over 8 months building this with a ton of different partners, and I'm really excited to show you the ins and outs and all the details that we put into this awesome Sprinter van that you could win at Forged4x4. This one's gonna be fun. There's so much to go over on this van build that let's just start with the interior, as our partner on this build, Tommy Camper Vans out of Phoenix, Arizona, does amazing work. Turnkey Sprinter van conversions. We found them over a year ago, knew we had to do something with them, and this is the result. For starters, you have a fridge system right here that also doubles as a little bench, but we went the CFX 75-liter by Dometic, has dual compartments, goes down to -8 Fahrenheit. So you could have frozen items, ice, anything that you want in here for true off-grid living. With the solar panels on top that I'll talk about, and this, and 33 gallons of water, you could literally live out of this thing for weeks at a time and go just about anywhere. But this fridge was a must-have, and we went with a big one so that you could take it on some really awesome excursions. First thing you notice when you come in here, we went with a white finish. It just looks clean. In smaller spaces, white tends to bring it out. There's other types of finishes that Tommy Camper Vans has, and this one with a contrasting dark top, this mosaic tile here, and the white cabinets, I think it just absolutely shines. Now you'll notice right away that there's tons of functional space. You could sit here, pull out this little table, and now you have a workstation. Put a little pad right here if you want, but you could also use that as an additional countertop to be able to cook your dinners, breakfast, lunch, everything in between. And that is a table, so you should know how a table works. We have a full-size mattress right here, super comfortable, nice and springy, memory foam. And then the countertops are absolutely gorgeous with the white cabinets. And one thing that we did right here, little Forged4x4 logo action, just so you know where you want it. All right, so we have a dual burner system here running off of propane underneath. Really easy to pull that out and fill it back up. We have a functional sink, turn your water pump on. And that water pressure is nice. There's a 5-gallon gray water tank underneath, really easy to empty that out. But with 33 gallons of water, you're gonna be able to go for some pretty awesome excursions. You have a awesome max fan here that is really easy to operate. And what happens is when you turn that fan on and open up the windows in the back that have a screen, it just creates a circulating air. So when you're sleeping at night, if it's super hot out and you're in the desert or something, we have a swamp cooler that's gonna cool the whole area down. But this fan alone pulls in a ton of air, so you get a nice circulation in the van. But 4 functional cabinets up top. It's a 10-pound RV latch, so even when you're off-roading, everything's gonna stay secure in there. And then you have more storage underneath. You have 2 storage compartments right here. It's just big open space, have different crates and whatever you want. And then on the other side, this is where your propane and gray water are. You can see how easy it is. It's ratchet strapped down, so it's gonna stay in place. We've taken this thing up some decent trails and everything stays really secure. So I'm really happy with the build quality of Tommy Camper Vans. Not only does it look pretty, but it's super functional. One thing that we were worried about was with a Sprinter van conversion, typically these don't go, off-roading. They'll just go from RV site to RV site or incognito camping in a Walmart parking lot, which is fine, do whatever you want. But the functionality that we needed, making this an off-road Sprinter van, everything had to be super secure, really stout, and all of the wood in here is just tied together with tons of rivets and screws, so it's really secure, which I like. We have a 3,000 watt inverter that is going to power all of your sockets. The lights go on and off with a flip of a switch. You can see what your voltage is right here. There's 200 watts of solar on top, so even if you are out in the middle of nowhere, been running your swamp cooler and everything, and your battery starts draining, there's 5 batteries in total in this van, so just let that run for a couple hours and you're never gonna need to jump. One thing you'll notice right away is this thing is fully insulated, so you are going to stay cool when it's hot and hot when it's cool. This thing also blocks out a ton of sound, so you could sleep peacefully no matter where you are. One little feature that I really like is this table setup that is sets up in 15 seconds or less. There you go. So now you have a functional space with these swivel seats and this little table right here. Enjoy friends and company and the great views from wherever you take this rig. So down underneath is where you have access to your garage, and whoever wins this thing, we're gonna buy you a cassette toilet that you could pull out. For obvious reasons, we didn't want to put one in now. I don't want anyone else using it besides you, so you're welcome in advance. We ended up going with a swamp cooler on this build for one reason alone, and that's power management. If you have an AC unit, that's gonna draw a ton of power and you're not gonna be able to run it for very long without completely running out and draining your battery. This swamp cooler pulls a fraction of the energy needed to cool this whole place down. And if you're in a dry climate, it will cool it 20, 30 degrees easily. There's a reservoir in the back that circulates the water. It's really cool how that thing works, and it provides some really cool air. I will say if you're in a super hot environment, that's gonna come in clutch, but most of the time you're gonna be able to get away with just opening up the windows, turning the fan on, and getting a nice circulation. Power-wise, we have 2 outlets with 4 USB ports in total. All of those are controlled with your inverter right here. The Rhenology inverter throwing 3,000 watts of electricity on it for you. So if you wanna charge your camera gear, charge all of your iPads and accessories, even put a TV in here, super easy to do. And I will say you will not have any anxiety when it comes to energy consumption because we set this up with LED lights, solar panels on top, 3,000 watts of electricity. You're gonna be just fine. I could stare at this interior all day, but let's check out the garage and see what we're working with back there. Garage storage is super important with van life, and we have a ton of it on this build. Throw all of your gear right here. We have a couple shelves, and your inverter is back there, all presented nicely in case you have any issues. You could switch it out really easily. We have some deep cycle interstate batteries, 1,000 watts each, so 3,000 total watts of power. That's gonna last you a long time. We have a Camp Lux outdoor shower that is powered with propane, and it is pretty awesome. How sweet is that? If you're bashful and don't like taking showers outdoors, just get a little privacy tent and you're good to go. But the reality is the places that you're gonna take this thing, no one else is gonna be around. We have a Ignuk 5-gallon propane tank right here. This thing is sweet. Nice little carrying case to keep it nice and secure. Open that up. This is what you're gonna use for your water heater. If you run out of this tank, you could always use the propane tank in the front, throw it in the back, and that could provide your hot water if needed. In total, you have 20 pounds of propane and 33 gallons of water, so you're gonna be pretty well set for a while. You fill up your fresh water tank right here, and then if you're draining it, just turn the shower on and the pump will drain it for you. But 33 gallons of water. You can see your tank is back there, really easy to access if you need to switch anything out. All of your pipes and everything are exposed, so if you ever do have any issues, it's really easy to switch it out. As you can see on top, Tommy Camper Vans does a really awesome job fabricating their own rooftop racks, but you have access to that with this ladder right here. We have a full-size spare tire on the back. The wheels that we selected are a mid-hill by Black Rhino. These things look really impressive, and they're designed for the Sprinter van, so the fit on it and the stance is perfect. The tires that we went with are the General Grabbers 275/70. They're about 32, 33-inch tires, and the MT tread on it is gonna be able to get you through snow, mud, sand. This is made for going off-roading. ARTEMIS also comes with a rear view camera so you can see everything in the back. You can see we have 2 floodlights in the back that are crazy bright. That's gonna allow you to literally light up your campsite, unlike any other Sprinter van out there. And that rack is pretty awesome. Let's go up there and check it out. So your rack is complete with 200 watts of solar. You have your fan right here and your swamp cooler. You could sit up here, you could put a chair up here, but you're most likely gonna be storing extra gear, and there's plenty of room for that. And so what really separates ARTEMIS from other Sprinter vans is this suspension system. Fabtech developed a one-of-one coilover suspension with reservoir Dirt Logic shocks for this Sprinter van, plus another 2.5 inches of lift, and 33-inch tires give a ton of travel on this rig. It's gonna be able to get you up and down and over all sorts of obstacles that other Sprinter vans just can't go. If you wanna see a more in-depth video on how Fabtech built this setup, go to our YouTube channel and check it out, and we'll leave it in the description below, but they did a a really awesome job. This thing rides so well on the freeway and is doing beastly things off-road. For starters, let's check out this awesome off-road bumper by CA Tuned. They do some amazing fabrication. We have two rigid 360 lights. You know we love these lights. Amber backlit, shines a ton of light. If you're in a scenario that's a little dusty, that's gonna be able to shine it down low. But if you're wide out in the open, we have a 50-inch rigid light bar that's a Radiance Plus that has an amber backlit as well. You notice on the wrap here, we wrapped it in a matte black Volume 11 graphics out of San Diego. Did a really good job, super clean. I always love wrapping the front of our vehicles because not only does it cut down on glare, it just looks cooler. What's great about this bumper is we installed a Warn Evo Series 12S winch with a synthetic rope. This has over 12,000 pounds of pulling capacity. So it's much safer, easier, lighter. We love this setup. Warn has been an awesome partner of ours and we couldn't thank them enough. Mad Max shackles here, just adding to that aggressiveness and really ties everything in. When this is coming down the road, you know this is a Sprinter van unlike any other. All right, so let's talk about the actual platform. This Mercedes Sprinter van is a 2016 diesel 4x4 2500 with a 144 wheelbase, and that is a perfect setup for off-roading because it's not too big and it could get you some really awesome places. That diesel engine is gonna give you great fuel efficiency and a ton of torque, even with those 33-inch tires. The twin turbo just absolutely rips no matter where you wanna take it. There you have it. ARTEMIS, our one-of-a-kind Sprinter van conversion, could be yours, but only if you go to Forged4x4 and get entered to win. This ridiculous rig also comes with $20,000 in cash, and I want to know where's the first place that you're going to take it if you win ARTEMIS plus the cash.